Thank you for joining us today. We are meeting with Mark Nelson, Police Chief at Grand Forks Police Department. He's going to share more about our partnership with Grand Forks Police Department, as well as some highlights throughout his past 40 years in law enforcement. 40 years almost in law enforcement, over 3 decades in the military. I'm just curious, you've been chief for 10 years now. What are you most proud of?
I think the thing I'm most proud of is number one is to bucking the national trend is that I've kept a family intact for that long, having been married for 38 years and, 4 kids and 4 grandkids. So that's on a personal level, that's what I'm most proud of. On a professional level, I would have to say working my way up from the bottom, no matter what position I was in, I just tried to make that position better. And I think we went from being kind of irrelevant in the state to now being seen not only on the state level, but on a national level. And I mean, being one of 3 accredited agencies in North Dakota, I'm sitting in Jacksonville, Florida, talking to a group of national and international experts about our relationship with CVIC because they couldn't figure it out at their agencies how you could work together. So I think the thing I'm most proud of is working and building a team that's got us to where we are today, far exceeding any expectations I think that anybody had of us, and now being the go-to person instead of us trying to call somebody to figure out how to solve a problem.
I'm curious, as you think about the past 40 decades, if there's anything you could change about interpersonal violence in this area, what would it be?
I think where CVIC has really blossomed lately, and the things that I would have changed earlier is I don't think that we really marketed ourselves very well. And I think really turned that ship around was when people saw CVIC and law enforcement side by side because we actually trusted each other. And that could have happened earlier. I think that was the catalyst to really start growing those wraparound services that aren't necessarily a direct CVIC responsibility, but tying them together, looking at the relationship we were able to evolve. To me, that was the thing. If we'd have gotten there even earlier, I think we'd be even further along than we are now.
I just personally want to say thank you for everything you've done for our clients, our staff, this community. You've left an incredible legacy.
Well, and I think that goes back same way though too, because I also remember, probably the darkest day of my career, May 27th, 2020, when Cody was killed, when you guys reached out. And I think what people miss is that law enforcement can be victims too. And your victim support of Cody and his family and all my officers, I think was another one of the reasons we were able to navigate that. So you're going to humbly say you were just doing your part, but I'm going to say you played probably a bigger role than you even probably realized. So thank you.
The one thing I've always found intriguing about your background, Chief, is you came from the enlisted side too. You've spent almost your whole police career in tandem with the U.S. Army Reserve and the National Guard, and I'm just curious if that enlisted experience, you've done 2 tours, if that helped, if that had any influence on even how you lead at the police department.
I don't think either one's mutually exclusive. I think they both were a part of my fabric of leadership. And I would say my introduction to leadership started in the military. I became a sergeant in the military in 1985. So in essence, I've been in some type of a leadership position just shy of 40 years now. So taking what I've learned at each thing there helped me to get positions within the PD, but then taking things from the PD, like Northwestern School of Police Staff and Command, the FBI National Academy, bringing the lessons that I've learned there and being able to impart that on soldiers and develop their careers has been really rewarding. Understanding as a leader that these family members are giving me their most valued asset, which is their family member. And I have to look them in the eye and say, and I tell them this day one, that I'm going to put your loved one in harm's way. I can't promise you I'm not going to, but what I can promise you is they'll be well trained, well led, and well equipped.
Yeah, and you've done that. You've done that, my friend, in spades. I thoroughly enjoyed working with you. I'm so grateful that you've continued I know we'll continue our relationship after you're gone, But I'm kind of curious now for the fun question. You know, what are you going to do now? What's a typical day is going to be like?
I've been working since I'm 11, so
Right,
which is
right.
hard. So my wife will laugh and she will tell you I've already poked around and looked at little part-time things
Yeah.
because I will go.
You're not
But
gonna sit still.
I think initially is just take a little time off, and you know I have to look and say the one thing unique about military and law enforcement, or even your job is, and I'm sure Dan will tell you this too, is your family serves right alongside of you. They didn't sign up for it. You know, like I said, 26 months in a 5-year period, I was gone for the military. We figured it out probably in my 36 years, not counting police stuff. I missed about 4 years of my kids' life. So I think just for a little while, I want to catch my breath. And I did promise my wife that a tropical type setting at an all-inclusive resort would be on the way. So that'll be one thing. And the other is just spend some time with the grandkids and we'll figure it out.
Well, Chief, I just want to thank you again. This is one of your last assignments with CVIC, and you've just been an incredible partner and friend, not only to me, but our staff, our clients. And I just want to thank you for all you've done for the community.
Thank you.